Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 3 with Black Ice 9.11. Okay, well, we're going to continue this. Our crushing of France and the Low Countries. And we are pushing north. No, thank you. Well, there's Paris. Okay, these guys keep moving forward. Oh yeah, keep moving forward. Yeah, you're moving forward, that's good. And you're not, didn't know what we'd be seeing here, so I want you to come down this way, I think. End up with that division, I think. You can march out that way. Let's go over to Calais. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We took out 3 torpedo boats from Norway, and they took out 1 of ours. There's also maybe some British units there. Don't mind really the loss of the torpedo boats. A liner and light cruiser from Britain. Don't know why the liner is there. Are they sending reinforcements or something? Or they just happen to sort of be stacked with. Yeah, but that's why I'm having all of that naval air power come in and pound that province. Along with pounding some of the others around too. Okay, we've got... You get Den Haag. You as well. Okay, you are already coming to Rotterdam. You also go to Rotterdam and make sure that we are sort of overwhelming their defenses. Okay, fighter pilot training has advanced. Very good. Okay, that's good. This is back at 39, so let's increase that. We have another Jaeger division. Okay, we're going to drop Jaeger division here. Okay, let's see if we can get a solid 2. It's harder to, it seems that, well, depends on what you do. If you do a lot of combat, you know, sort of Moscow, sort of the famous one, but if you find a good stalemate combat in some place, let's do Friedrich. A lot of, like I was starting to say, sorry, that would have been just fine too, but it would have had to attach. a stalemate, long-term stalemate combat in one area, you can earn pretty quickly traits. That's not that hard to do. But in moving across and... okay, well... again, I gotta censor myself. It's time in combat is what builds the traits up. So it's not winning or losing. So if you're winning lots of battles, which of course I think you should get bonuses for winning as opposed to simply time in battle. But hey, that's just me. You're winning lots of battles as you're moving across varying terrain, but you don't necessarily get a lot of traits because sometimes they're in forest, sometimes they're in plains, sometimes you're crossing rivers. You know, it's all different stuff, and it's not all in one situation. So you build up a lot of partial, like you can see here, traits. But it's easier. But you're always gaining towards that experience thing. So sometimes a good 2... Oh, we got that light cruiser as well. A good cruiser... Oh, no. A good... sorry. A good 2 that has a lot of different traits that are useful, I can see as being better than a 3, you know, level 3 experience level or whatever, command level. 3 guy who has no traits, because it'll be easier to get the 2 to a 3 than it is to get a bunch of traits that are useful on a guy who's 3. So that's sort of some of my criteria that I look for. Depends on the type of division. Now, if we're talking an armored division, you want a panzer leader, and you want the best panzer leaders you can sort of get. So trying to use my air better in this. Okay, we've won an Arabs, we won here, and we won another sort of action out here against the Norwegians. Okay, well, you come that way. I think we're gonna take... Well, okay, well, hey, we want Arctic warfare equipment, which helps after they get the upgrade, helps us up here with Arctic attrition and maybe some units attack and defense in certain conditions. Alright, which is good, and I think that is a yep, one and done. And Air Force advance. Okay, now that well, at least for oh well, no, we'll let this go. We'll move that other Arctic to Supreme Command. Now that we can do that, we've gotten over 200 battles or whatever it is required for this one. Again, the big thing is reducing it by more hours for each level going up. And since we have that, let's come up here and study for Air Force level 4. HQ is finished. Yes, we want this. I don't know if we need this, but we want this. Some of it is for immersion, some of it is for organization, and, you know, actual better. Okay. Okay, this is the one that gives us lots and lots of Flieger cores. So I've already sort of set up, and unfortunately they've now pulled a lot of my commanders away. Some of the other ones, I think. These can be useful to you. You can pull off the flak units. Well, let's just, yeah, I know it's. Let's see if we can find the closest air unit. there and attach them to them so we don't completely lose them. And if you attach them to the command structure is likely to have some commanders at some levels above them that can reduce their supply usage, even though they're not using much. Oh, we don't really want to do that one. Blue float, Munich, not quite far away. The other ones just maybe sort of all full up. Vienna, Berlin, Richthofen. Obviously, this isn't the well, this is the Richthofen, but as a ground commander, or commanding the ground element of the air units, you know, the support staff as opposed to the staff. Okay, we'll float Berlin. Okay, we'll do that. So hopefully by attaching all that, we will reduce just a minor thing, but lots of minor ones do add up. Minor effects, minor conditions, whatever. Okay, so they stopped attacking us. We're done there. And now we're going to go, let's go on the offensive, down to there, that's just to there. So they stop attacking Hubei, EB or UB or, we're not losing any. Hopefully our air power here is kicking some butt. Are we sinking any? Oh yeah, we are. A lot of these guys with these subs. Got these subs here. Well, what if we were to not too far away because they're the coastal subs. Well, let's move them over to here. The convoy raid. And let's see. Okay, they're not. What if we were to take the gross? Just to Deutschland. Up to here. And convoy raid passively. If you're damaged at all, come back home. We don't want to risk you. I talked about how I think it was a bad move to convoy raid out there, but if they can sort of do it close in here where they can get back in protection, that's a little different matter than trying to send them all out here somewhere. Much easier for the enemy to spot them. Okay, you're still waiting to move forward. Okay, you support that attack. Now from the land at least, Rotterdam is cut off. They could still evacuate via the sea. But we're going to get attacked from that flank as well. Well, you get done with that. You go home and bust that sparrow. I maybe actually come off the full thing there. Yeah, two of them. Wow. Lost two aircraft units. Finally, we've taken, well, we won the Battle of Brussels. That was expensive. I didn't have enough fighter coverage out here, and Sparrow lost 2 medium air wings. It was expensive. That wasn't worth it. Alright, move forward there. We come this way into Paris. Over to you. Don't like losing things like that, so well, what you're going to do about it now? You be smart about it in the first place and not send them out there unescorted, but coastal submarine class has advanced. Well, nice. And grayed out. Okay. Torpedo auto loading system. Okay, that looks cool. A little ahead of time, but we have a little more. Capturing some cities like Brussels, I think, is adding to it. Okay, well, I don't want to completely ignore all of this. Oh, I thought I just used up all of the... one. Well, I guess I did add that one. Okay, well, even more. Let's do some more casts. Training as well, then. Close air support. No pause here. We're driving straight to the sea and keep moving. Well, you're no longer being attacked. Let's tack into here. And down to here. Everybody's attacking, good. You could get in on that attack. And you can too, Paulus. How we're doing up here? Well, we still haven't gotten into Oslo yet. They're putting up a stiffer defense than I would have thought. Okay, well, you come there to there. You take that. And you go that way. You're coming that way. Move up there. to hook up that liner. What are we bombing out here? Is this a ship? It looks like, yeah, light cruiser, okay. Okay, well, you're still coming there. You made it to there. Good. You just swing wide out here. Where are victory provinces? Okay. There we go. You're just a motorcycle or truck group, so you're not going to be doing much effective fighting, but you can disrupt things. Naval HQs, yay! I think we're going to let that one continue as well, yeah. Get that increased naval organization, and we conquered Belgium. And oh, we need to get, I think, secure for the next naval HQ some territory out here or something. Okay, Belgium is done for. And we've lost the motor torpedo boat out here. Okay, we go back to port. There's no real... You were out there for a while to stop British submarines, but well... You're not the best choice to do some of that stuff, especially if they're gonna make it too strong. And we've taken out Denmark. Now that you finally taken the province, move forward, move forward, move forward, forward, move forward. Yeah, will you swing me this way, get up there? Okay, control of Greenland and Iceland after the German occupation of Denmark. So I guess, well, oh, this is sort of firing in twice or something. I don't know. Or it's letting us know, basically. We're not going to control that. Which is, of course, quite reasonable. And now that we've gotten even more capitals, we're getting more research leadership abilities. Well, let's push down to there. Where do we have? 3 points. Well, we might as well head down this way. Cut all this off. Anything along the coast. 1st Panzer Division. Scoop up all of those French units. These guys are going down slowly, but going down. Carrier aircraft coming in. How interesting. You need to, well, you need to move forward, don't you? Move to here. Oh no. Move to here. Rebase. So we can operate here. Stop smashing into that. Or there, you're too weak. Uh-oh. Brits are coming ashore. Brits are coming ashore. They're being aggressive. I've seen that before. During this phase of the attack. Rommel's going to be really sad that he missed out on taking Paris. Control of Greenland, is this going to keep firing? I may have to go in and deal with that. Well, maybe that just finally worked. Okay. Danish 20mm cannons. The Danish army was responsible for knocking out 11 armored cars and 2 panzers during two panzer ones during the German invasion before the surrender. Although the Germans were naturally very interested in the weapon and had them exported to Germany. Now, this is a picture of some Danish crewmen with a gun, but what they really should have done is got a picture of how it was transported. They actually had a setup on sort of like a motorcycle sidecar. You couldn't quite shoot it because the recoil was too much from, you know, shooting it from the motorcycle. But it was a quick way of zipping it around Denmark, and then, you know, quickly unloading it and getting it into firing positions. So that's sort of a cool little 20mm cannon. Okay, upgrade the 227th Infantry Division Artillery. Okay, yeah, you're probably not in combat at the moment, so are you in on the field or the production? Here, looks like you're in the field. Okay, good. Oh, good, nice and motorized now. Well, heading down here. Excuse me. The Ordnungspolizei to Denmark, yes. Establish German command structures in the Netherlands, yes. German army occupation in the Netherlands, yes. And money and supplies, 500 and 500. We need more, yes. Okay, we'll do all of those. So this is the higher police element, but we okay. Let's see. I'll do it in between episodes. Okay, so what I'm worried about, though, the Danes did not really revolt at all until the latter days of the war. I just don't know what revolverheld may have. Oh, no leader. Not even this guy. May have in store, so well, let's put you all the way up there. You're not really the defensive troops here. I'm just thinking you guys more as a lowering of revolt risk. These guys, though, these are something of, I mean, it's not much of a defense unit. Well, when we get Rotterdam, I think we'll move some of those to there. These guys have made it there, but they're, I don't know. Okay, and we now have lots and lots of supplies, so we're going to come down here because we've captured things like in the Netherlands. We're still going to be making slightly more than we need, but we don't need much more because there are costs to pay for. We'll put some more into service. Now we finally won the Battle of Rotterdam. And now we'll be fighting these guys. lots of police units. Okay. Yeah, I think that we go to that other garrison units. We come over here just in case they start doing silly things. Well, let's move the command from there over to here. Guard the port a little better. Okay, you retreat. You're just motorcycles and trucks. You retreat. Yeah, no, it's just a garrison unit, but... Okay, Funk. Go after Paris. Reinhardt, go into Paris. You two, Carl. Everybody into Paris. Oh, you got left behind when the unit upgraded. Well, we'll find something for you to do. Transport somebody. Okay, 4 HQs have advanced. We'll want to take a look at that. See. And yes, we want to continue pursuing that. Most assuredly. Okay, Belgium and Nord Frank-Reich. So it's, and they did sort of put that together, the Germans. So that, and now this is the better defensive elements for Denmark. Don't we have other defensive elements up here in Denmark? I don't know, maybe not. Well, we need to scroll way down. Okay. Yeah, you're going there. You should be attached a little more locally. There. Has he been filled up? This guy? Does he have... Oh, come on, mouse. I don't know what it is. No, we want to go to, yeah, Nederland. Okay, why wasn't... Oh, no. That isn't the guy I'm looking for. Maybe I'm thinking... Oh, this guy's way down here. Okay. Yeah, no, he is. Should be Nord. Whatever. Okay, well, we already have a garrison there, detachment in Copenhagen, so let's move you up here to guard this port. So we're more likely to see an invasion of a port than a non-port, or at least nearby a port, and then an attempt to take that port. Okay, I'm going to fire something manual here in a moment. But I have a little bit of leadership I want to assign. Ammunition capacity. Okay, I'm always reluctant whenever there's a negative element there. Now, what happened at the end of last episode, then, because of other things, I was doing something silly, and then when I tried to Alt-Tab back, the game crashed. It wasn't, I don't think, Black Ice's fault. I think it was just would have crashed anyway, so it didn't save. The event that fired just as the last thing, so I'm going to manually fire it now. I went in because I thought I was going to be having this problem, or that I could. 9, 5, 2, 3, 3. Okay. Okay. This originally tried to fire back on the 20th of July, but I was wanting to see if it would show up after the 1st of August again. But since it says it fire only once, so it fired, but you know, unlike Hearts of Iron 4, which if you save a game and there's some event like this, it'll come back. Yeah, meaning it'll be just right there. You know, if you saved it in the middle before you decided on it. Okay. Lillaport. I probably pronounce it different each time and equally incorrect. Invoking the memory of Rutli Oath of 1291, the birth of their nation, Henry Gusan will address his officers at Rutli Meadow on the 25th of July 1940. This gives us an opportunity if the Reich has no goal in Switzerland or is not ready for a war with Switzerland, we could leave them alone. We could try a risky airstrike that would surely lead to war, but if we kill all the high-ranking officers, we could disorganize their army. We could send in a saboteur and try to kill as many of them as possible. This could still lead to war and would sow confusion and mistrust through Switzerland. We must choose wisely. Okay, this is Switzerland. I don't know what it is today. I think it's maybe still the same. Switzerland normally doesn't have any generals. It's a diffuse sort of army situation. It has lots of colonels and that kind of thing. Well, unless there is sort of a national emergency, and then they appoint a general to command the Swiss army, and that's what the national emergency, of course, is the war waging around them, you know. So they promote him up to general, and he's in charge of the army. Well, Switzerland is, of course, as I'm sure all of you are aware, is a bit of a divided nation ethnically. There are German-speaking people, there are French-speaking people, there are Italian-speaking people, and there's the, the Romansh, or something similar to that, which is sort of its own sort of unique language in some areas. Now, some German-speaking Swiss want to join with Germany. Some Italian-speaking Swiss want to join with Italy. I don't know really, as I've only looked into it a little bit. I haven't found a lot about it. There are also French-speaking fascists. I'm not sure whether they wanted to join with France or as much as just wanted to turn Switzerland fascist. And so this is sort of pulling Switzerland apart. Now, my understanding, and again when I say that it means I don't know for sure, but my understanding is Switzerland has economically, leading through this time, been pretty stable. So there hasn't been any major moves towards communism or fascism or anything else. There, leading up to this point, there has been one National Front person to get elected to their national parliament, and that's a German National Front, as opposed to the Front National, which are the French-speaking fascists. The National Front are the German-speaking Nazis. Excuse me. And then again, I'm forgetting what the Italian fascists are, but I don't think either the Italian fascists or I'm pretty damn sure both the Italian fascists and the German Nazis are still rather significant minorities within their own ethnic communities. But they're still just pulling this apart. And some of the fairly high leading elements of some of these groups are sort of at the major and colonel level within the army. And Switzerland is very unsure what's going to happen. And so to try to bind this group together, they have this sort of ceremony. So basically it is, and this was brought to my attention, almost literally all of the Swiss officer class, like major and above, is right here in this photograph. They come via train up to here and have this sort of ceremony. A few people sort of on the platform, presumably he's one of them. And they sort of rededicate themselves, you know, to Switzerland. And this is a 19th century painting commemorating the original sort of oath. So we can let them be. That's my normal thing, which that we can try the airstrike. And as it says here, and I didn't go look in the codes recently, though of course I coded this a long time ago, a risky airstrike that would surely lead to war. Or we can try to kill as many as possible, and that could still lead to war. We're going to try an airstrike on them. We're going to presume that a spy has given us this information that they're all going there, and it wasn't a major spy. Well, it wasn't even a major secret that they were all going there. And so this is Switzerland's command. This is the sort of second opportunity that TRE gives you to declare war against Switzerland. The first one is a very, very ill-advised attempt to do so, and for multiple reasons it's ill-advised to do so in 36. But so we're going to try the airstrike. And let's see. So we are now. Are we now? And I hope I give enough. Yeah, we're at war with Switzerland and Hungary, and whatnot. Give you enough warning that if you we got enough territory to get moving commando Nord Nederland. Okay. We've been waiting for that one. Waffen SS command structure. Enough warning to know that if you take either one of those actions, that one almost guarantees going to war, the other one is just a likely to go to war, but depending on outcomes. We want a theater HQ for the SS, and we'll deal with that. So, we are now at war with Switzerland because we decided to do this. One of the things, one of the reasons you want to wait and not do the 39 attack on Switzerland, maybe not the only reason, but one of the reasons is if you've gone through and supported the National Front, you have likelihood of getting corps in Switzerland. So that is key. A sort of good thing to do if you want to, shall we say, try to hold Switzerland without having, everybody always at war with you, or revolts and whatnot. Okay, well, this looks like their best door, but I have never really, other than just sort of like testing this thing, I remember vaguely a couple of times. Why does that look like the... Well, it's probably... No, it's some other gates. I was thinking Bad-Tolz, but... Okay, well... So this time we are at war with... Well, that went pretty damn easy. Let's see, how big of... I'm sort of worried not so much about the Swiss units here, but about the fortification levels. Not that I didn't think we can defeat them, but just with the size of... Oh, we're going fast. Either they're retreating just because they went out of there, or something. Or they're not very good troops. Or something. Okay, well. Attack, attack, attack. Okay, well. I think Bergen is the other victory point, so you guys continue to head up towards. Oh, you can't go that fast. Head towards Bergen, guys. You know, but we may be cut off some supplies. Well, we'll fly up. We'll air supply you if we need to. Being too cut off isn't going to be much of a problem. This invasion, are they coming ashore still? Or is this some sort of false... Oh, well, there they go. There they go. Royal Air Force Garrison. Oh, well. That isn't going to be a outstanding invading unit. No, not everybody. Nobody. Get experience. Come on, get in there. Get your Iron Cross for invading Paris. Every commander who invades Paris gets a free Iron Cross. Didn't you know that, guys? That's why we're almost going to be so pissed that he missed out on the Iron Cross deal for getting into Paris with everybody else. You won't even get the Iron Cross for getting to the channel. Okay, reinforce, conquer, and maximum replenishment. Replenishing target. Oh, okay. It's this thing here, I think. Yes. Target drones or whatnot here. That was for a moment. Oh, you want to get an Iron Cross too, so you go after Paris as well. Oh, the Swiss are operating. I'm not used to seeing the Swiss operating aircraft anywhere. Drives for Zurich. Okay, Wolfschutz 1 if you're Wolfschutz or Wolf's Gorge. And no. Till September. 5%? No. No, just too much. You just those are just too expensive, and yeah, I think of a lot of things while I'm playing, and then I don't. When it comes time to getting ready for the next playthrough, I don't do what I was thinking of. So I've thought about going in and changing those to lower the fort levels and lower some of those things, and then come and call it 2%. of ice season, then I would have gone for it. Which what I'm you know is a little less or a lot less stuff built. So, but also costs me less. One, I think it's a little more realistic because some of the levels of the fortresses that they have for that are just a little too high, in my opinion. I'm not quite sure why they went so high with them, especially for the human player. Oh, okay. Well, you're going there. Oh, Rommel can go now. Well, come on, Rommel, go take something so you can get your Iron Cross. Where's another victory? They're gonna get that. Well, Rommel, you come down this way. You drive all the way out to here. And you can have your Iron Cross too. Well, actually, there'd be a Knight's Cross. Not just an Iron Cross. Go with your Pour le Mérite. Okay, well, you come down this way. No, you're joining this attack here. Okay, guys, I know we sort of... Oh, will you stop that? Be organized up. I said stop that. Go. You attack there. You stop attacking. Should have put those on more passive. Round attack. Passive. You go on passive as well. Or stop, but I've been very hard on my Air Force. I don't know that it was necessary to use it. Okay, come on, Vendôme. Come on, down here. Get Le Havre. Caen, out to Cherbourg. Okay, Davos, Switzerland. I probably should have a check whether we're at war with the Swiss Nazis or not, or with Switzerland or not. But Davos, Switzerland is a stronghold of National Socialism in Switzerland. There are many Germans and Swiss with German sympathies in Davos and other ethnic German regions. Should we support the National Socialists? Yes, we will do so. Although we are at war with Switzerland as it is. Okay, these are pretty good levels of defense, and they didn't stay and fight them. Don't know why. One I see. So okay, well, you come down this way and into here. Well, we secure this, then we're not really in danger of losing any battles. Yeah, my transport units is having to retreat. Okay, Let's get down into this region. I know that we're sort of at the coast. And there's not so much more. Oh, you can beat garrison troops. I already got some garrison troops. You're showing up nice timeliness. Let's head down this way. Okay, HQ, you come down here, and come down here. And you can stay there, but you can stay there. We gotta organize it up there. You guys can head south, you can head south. Come down and see Verdun. We know you had a hard fight to get Brussels, but come on down now. Okay, is that it? No, I don't think yeah, we want to stop that. Is that it? Yes. And replenishing targets. Oh, well, you're gonna win here, aren't you? Against whatever the ground forces is. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's do ground. Oh, stop. No, in case you go in and get your Iron Cross as well. Okay, well we're winning battles in Zurich. We haven't actually made it into Zurich yet. Well, they moved a bunch of garrison units around me, but haven't been able to get their act together to attack yet. Come down this way, and you can advance. Meet up with our guys coming through Switzerland. We've won the Battle of Paris. Yay, you all get Iron Crosses. Maybe even a few Knights Crosses, but you all get Iron Crosses. Okay. We go to Versailles and then on to here. We come north this way. Look at again for victory points. Oh, there's a lot up there, so let's see. You run your armor that way. There. And you've been pretty fast, so keep that up. Out towards Reims. You're also fairly fast, so let's bust you out down this way, see if you can beat Rommel out here. also get to race Rommel. Get a slightly different path. See who wins. That's enough, shall we say, for first moves. Okay, we've won that battle at their side. Sort of kind of waiting for. Oh no, wrong thing. This is close to actual historic path of Totenkopf. We went on this sort of long march. Yeah, we'll use Europe. Bash through to there. Guys, keep moving down to here. You come this way. Okay. Oh, you're trying to attack me in my fortified places now. That is much good. Ah, getting Paris gets us more leadership. Who would have thought? Let's not completely neglect this. Let's do spotting. Oh, and we get a little bit more too. Okay. Let's come over here and do damage control so we don't have too many sinkings. And for our escorts, well, we did lose some minor ones, but we'll do some damage control for those as well. And we have a bunch more units, but sort of, well, maybe we would want to use them here, I don't know. Oh, they're going down. Davos. Well, we won there, okay. No longer defending, so help support that attack. There we go. Okay, this house is darkened badly. Again, this is one of the things they would stick on a house that, I guess, to a point that is not so badly that they gotta, I don't know, dark, knock them awake, like big bright lights. I'm sure if you had a big searchlight shining out of your roof of your house or something, they would have done something about it. But this is like, because you get just light leakage, you get enough of that, the whole city just sort of glows just a bit. So they, just sort of a little bit of immersion of what they would post on a house that was heavily darkened. Police forces for Switzerland. Ah, well, I haven't seen this one before. German police forces is part of the occupation regime. Yes, it's our firm rule in Switzerland. Thank you, revolverheld. And Wehrmacht, Wehrmacht parades on the Champs-Élysées. Days before the armistice, the 30th Infantry Division had been approaching Paris from the north with the intention of bypassing the city and turning the pursuit of the French troops who had retreated to the south. When Brisson heard the news that Paris was declared an open city, he decided to send a small patrol to the city to confirm the rumor. On their return, the patrol reported that there was no resistance and that all French military had left. With that, Brisson decided to change the intended route of his troops and headed directly for the city of Paris. When Brisson arrived in the Champs-Élysées, he ordered 30th Infantry Division to march through the Champs-Élysées accompanied by a full military band with him on horseback, saluting them as they passed. The incident received widespread press coverage and was often misunderstood as a German forces victory parade after the French army surrendered. Okay. So, I'm guessing that's that incident. I'm not sure. We're gaining popularity and losing dissent. Great. We like that. So we now have some SS dudes here. And maybe some guys in territory that we shouldn't. Well, that may be a bit of a thing, revolverheld, you should check out. Make sure that we get control of all these lands before you have that happen. Retreat now. That would be a good idea. So we just lose. Just minor things, but giving the FB back, so here's still defending, no longer defending, now you attack. Yes, we lost another province. Oh well. No, it looks like we're going to get Oslo here. And we've got Oslo. Okay, well, I think there's only... used to be with one map or another more victory points. No, you can support the attack. How's our battle here against the Royal Air Force Guard Force? Well, you can attack, and you can attack. One German general, I think coming from the staff, I think mainly from the OKW staff, was flying in a Freezer Storch, whatever, doing reconnaissance and going around Paris and seeing some German troops in Paris and whatnot. Because he's up there with just the pilot, small aircraft, taps the guy on the shoulder, signals him land, and so he lands on the Champs-Élysées with a little Freezer Storch to see what's going on. And so he's flying into Paris, you know, at I'm not saying it was before or after. I don't know of that parade thing that we just had, but in that time frame, in the very early elements of getting France under control. Well, here's what we're going to do. Hello, everybody. Get on board. And you're going up to here. Let's transport them. I've thought about trying to do another invasion, but I think we're just going to march across Norway with our mountain troops. Okay, well. I think these are, yeah, not all mountains. Go towards the hills here. Good. And they're now there. Okay, we're annexing Luxembourg, so we'll gain a core there, and that's basically what they did do. And so that's why I agree with that one. See, I wish annexations were always held like that, and the rest it would just be occupations. It had to be a reason, if you will. Okay, well, we've won here, cool. Means these guys will be able to retreat successfully and hold out there. We'll attach you to a different army corps that maybe has better leadership. Yeah. Okay, well, you back those Royal Marines there. We join in that attack. So you're going over there, and you're going. Oh well. You get to move 24 hours. Longer than I want, but no, we'll wait. You move down there and occupy that. No, we've won out here, cool. Against an Air Force garrison? Wow. Now, I guess maybe as I'm thinking about this, part of the reason we may be doing as well as we are with Switzerland is, depending on the outcome of some of those attacks, the bomb attack or the air attack, and I forget exactly what they all are, and I specifically don't try to look it up so that, you know, I'm somewhat playing like you. Things could go really badly for Germany, and meaning like you attack, but you hardly kill anybody, but you piss everybody off, so they defend harder. Or an outcome could be that you attack and you kill a lot of people, so they lose a lot of organization and whatnot, so that it's easy to take them. So they can go with some of those attacks. They can go for you well or go for you badly. It's a gamble. And so if they go well for you, this was maybe why we're kicking butt in Switzerland with, quite honestly, rather minor troops. You know, if we'd entirely different if we'd slammed in through here with, you know, some panzer divisions. But with fairly light troops, we're doing fairly well, and it may be because we had a good outcome. Go to their one place that they're fighting. So that just may be the sort of factor that we're seeing and doing as well as we are because of. Okay, Sturmgeschützabteilung 184 and 185, great. Well, let's go. Okay. Still just the police fighting there, but again, revolverheld. Love the event, love the idea for it. Just gotta have better checks on either Switzerland defeated and/or Germany occupying. Maybe just Germany occupying those two provinces. As simple as that. Okay, following Hitler's takeover of the government of Germany in 1933, the NSDAP moved to control the Red Cross. Basically, just they control the Red Cross now. Yeah. As you may have noticed, I'm trying to be very cautious here. I don't want to overstate things, and I don't want to give too wrong of an opinion, or not opinion, but too wrong of an impression, or something. But again, if everyone behaves themselves and be nice and not comment, and particularly not post screenshots with that people might perceive, you know, because look, you got to understand, some people, like a lot of us who've watched a lot of World War II movies, documentaries, books, see pictures, that we sort of know where swastikas should be, so our mind fills them in. And so sometimes in some of my event images, you might perceive like a big swastika in the center, or on like one of the SA pictures, you might perceive that there may be 100 swastikas identifiable, or 50 or whatever the number is, identifiable in the picture. They're not really there. It's just your mind is filling them in. It just you have this disease, but because of the super photo magic that I've done to them, that they're not really there, but your mind sort of fills them in. If you were to post screenshots like that on the Paradox forums or something, or start saying silly things like you see swastikas in Third Reich events or on these videos or something like that, you know, we might not be able to have nice things. I hope you're all getting my meaning here. Don't freaking post pictures that you might even perceive that there's swastikas on them on the Paradox forum. And so far we've been able to have nice things, and for whatever reason, for whatever conditions, and I don't even necessarily know all of them, I have guesses, that's about it. But I do know they are very, very aware of the contents of Third Reich events. They, as in being Paradox Development Studios and Paradox Interactive, but they, of course, just are also minds filling things in. But we want to keep having nice things, and I will say that I'm probably given more leeway than anybody else. Again, I don't know why, and don't, you know, well, why is he? Well, then they'll, because I haven't been told that I've been given any sort of leeway, so they might just have to take note, shall we say, if things are forcibly brought to their attention for some reason. But what I would have shown, and again, I was saying, not saying that it was wrong for this event, because other people need to be more careful than I do, including people living in certain countries such as Germany. There are German laws, and this is a game, And so German laws and games are toys, and toys with swastikas are not allowed in Germany under current German law. I say that because it was a court decision. And it was a long time ago, back in the 90s, I think it was. And so if they were to re-examine the issue in the courts in Germany for something like Third Reich events, they might go, oh, this is an educational product on a computer game. They might reinterpret it, but that would take a, legal cases in Germany and whatever, legal fees and whatnot. It'd be a big mess. So I can readily see somebody who is living in Germany is going to be a lot more careful on what and how they make things than I do as an American who, what are they going to do to me, one? And two, even if they sort of took notice of anything that I did, not that they would, it's just too small of a thing to notice, but even if they did take notice, I'm talking German government here, what are they, block the sites that, the download sites for it, really. So, it's nothing really, but the big thing I'm talking about here with this is a lot of the badges and symbols, and I can't really say for sure on all of them, but I think some of them do have a swastika as part of them, but a bunch of them have, you can't see any of them here because there are none of them here, but sort of picture because these are obviously Red Cross armbands, picture a big black eagle that's as big or bigger than the cross, sitting up on the cross with one foot on either side of the crossbar, with the wings. That is sort of the, not that these aren't, because these are real women wearing a German Red Cross armband, and this is a real photo of Frauen, which is sort of a woman's magazine for Nazi Germany, with this. And so they did have versions that were just basically big red crosses with some printing around them, but they also had, for other badges and pins, this sort of big black eagle grasping this red cross, which is a very common use as well for it, which I sort of like, because it's no longer this sort of, if you will, neutral or just we're doing good for everybody out there. No, this is National Socialist, big domination eagle sitting on the Red Cross badges. Just something very different than I see in any of the other nations anywhere that uses any sort of Red Cross. So we gained this, yeah. So that's how I just, because it's, again, they're both geography that I live in America, as well as other things, is why I would have done it different. Not that that version should have been done different, because those may not hold true for some of those reasons, and conditions may not hold true for them. So it's not a criticism, and none of you should take it as such. So yeah, okay, when are these getting there? Okay, they're almost there, because that'll stiffen up the resistance of these guys with more than just police. Okay, well, we're going to, let's save this here. Okay, we're going to end the episode here. I want to thank you so much for watching. I want to thank you for liking the videos. I want to thank you, if you would, post a comment, anything, just about, anything nice, pleasant, or even if it's, well, don't be too unpleasant, please, but if you want to tell me why I suck, you can tell me why I suck. I mean, just that I suck is of no use to me, because I understand that somebody doesn't like me, okay, but why don't you like me? And there could be good reasons, or just whatever. I really, because people unsubscribe from the channel, I presume. I say that because I know I lose, I can get a report. I don't know who, but I get reports that certain videos, they're unsubscribe to. Some of them I go and look and at the video. Oh, it's where I give a lot of political opinions, and I'll get one or two unsubscribes from that, and people just I've offended them. Presumably, they're of the left because they're normally when I go sort of modern politics. But outside of that, I do get unsubscribes, and I really would love, and just a quick little. I'm unsubscribing from you because I can't hear you. I know we've talked and improved the volume. I hope it's doing well. It may not be perfect, but I hope it's doing well. Or there may be some reason that you're unsubscribing me, but I'd sort of like to know. And I say, so presumably, some of that is political. I do get, but other times, I'll notice like I'll jump up 4 or 5 new subscriptions in a day, and then the next day I'm down 2 from before that jumps up, and I go and look and I can't specifically find unsubscribes in the last like 24 hours. So I think some of this stuff may be just YouTube. I don't know whether it's them going in, and if you haven't like even looked at my channel in a year or something like that, they just may be clearing out dead wood, or maybe but it's sort of sometimes it's sort of suspicious just after a supposed spike, and I can actually like go in and see what videos people sort of jumped in on, but then it goes down. So some of this stuff is I just don't know whether it's YouTube shenanigans of one sort or another. And I've also seen people posting Twitter shenanigans that are happening to their follower numbers and things like that. But so sometimes, if you're ever actually thinking of leaving, love to hear why. I'm not going to like necessarily, because I couldn't necessarily, well, I guess I theoretically could try to talk you out of it, but that isn't the point. It's just I would want to know. And if it's politics, it's politics. I can't change my views, and yes, I could talk about them less, but sometimes I just feel too compelled to do it, and so I'm going to do it even if it hurts my viewer numbers. But I do take seriously any of your comments that you think I'm getting either too political or doing it too much or whatever. I do take that into account. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop, just I take it into account. And feedback is good, but I always sort of wonder why, if I can't draw a particular reason why people are leaving. So I know, maybe it's nothing I'm going to even try to change, but at least I'd know. So, thanks so much. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.